so I just wanted to do a really quick video just going through the record store day list for this year, for 2023. What it is that I'm kind of going to be looking at getting my hands on. So record store day, as you probably already know, is an annual event that happens each year where a bunch of limited or exclusive records get released into independent record stores. A good tip I like to use is when you go on the record store day website, the list doesn't have any prices on there, but if you go onto Rough Trade's website, I'll put a link for both of them down below, then you can see the prices, or you can get a rough estimate for how much things are going to cost. So that's a way how you can look to see how much money you're going to be spending on the day. So I've got a quick look through the list. Overall, I'm a bit disappointed. I've got a really varied music taste myself, and I was kind of hoping, often if there's, no good pop cuts, I usually find like a soul record that I'm interested in. And they had a couple of like trends going each year. The last couple of years that I was kind of hoping that they would continue, like some Al Green records and stuff like that, even in America where they were having those Wes Anderson film soundtracks, but it doesn't really look like they've got any of that this year. And yeah, for me personally, the list looks a little bit lacking. I always like to go to the events anyway. There is a couple of things on there that I want to get. One thing in particular that I really want to get. The ambassadors for this year is the 1975. But Taylor Swift has got a record out, so I'm sorry, but she's going to be the big prize that everybody's after, and that is the big record that I want to get as well. I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and Folklore, which is my favourite Taylor Swift album, the thing that's being released is the Long Pond Studio Sessions. On Rough Trade's website, this has been listed for £30, and it says limited to 10,000 copies. That might just be 10,000 copies in the UK, because I've heard rumours of 115,000 copies worldwide or something ridiculous like that, which would be fantastic. It would stop all these ridiculous after sales of a lot of these albums. But that's the information I've got, is for the UK, 10,000 copies, £30 for Taylor Swift. The 1975, they've got their Live at the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra, which is on Rough Trade's website priced at £40. York has got an album out as well. That one's actually quite limited. That's listed as 850 copies, which is a very small number in the UK, and that one's listed for about £30 as well. That one looks quite good. Not really sure if it's my thing though. That's the thing, there's a lot of records I would say on the list this year which, they're decent. They're not having me wanting to go out there and spend my cash on them, basically. What else is on here? So we've got one that I did see that I was quite interested in when I first saw the list was London Grammar. Has got the If You Wait, which I think is an album from 2014. It's got a lot of their, the biggest hits that they've done essentially on it. That's limited to 2,500 copies, but what's really put me off this one is the price. It's listed at £40, which is just way too much for me really for that. Yeah, so good record. It's on like a brown coloured vinyl as well, which looks pretty cool. It matches the aesthetic of the album cover. This one I found quite funny. I was looking through and I saw John Lennon, and I thought, oh, John Lennon would be quite interesting to grab. And he's got it's Give Me Some Truth, and it looks like it's like a box set. It's only limited to 300 copies as well, but the price listed for it is £483.99, which is absolutely huge. I'm not going to go anywhere near that thing. So you got some Police, some Elvis Presley, Wilco is on the list as well. None of this stuff is that interesting for me personally. Dermot Kennedy's new album is on the list. Again, not something for me. There's the Yesterday's Gone album is on the list. It's going to be on a picture disc. I'm not a fan of picture discs, so that's not going to be one for me. Another picture disc as well, actually, that when I first saw the name I was like, oh shit, Return to 36 Chambers, and that's limited to 750 copies. And even though I don't like picture discs, I was a bit like, well, that's a pretty decent one to have a look at grabbing, and it costs £70, so there's no way I'm paying 70 quid for it. That's like absolutely extortionate price as far as I'm concerned. There's a Rolling Stones album out as well that's limited to 2,000, which looks pretty good, but again, I don't really think it's something for me. There's the Nas album, which is limited to 1,500 copies, which looks pretty good. I might listen to that, and that might be on my list, I don't know. That's on Rough Trade listed for £33. There's a Bronco album limited to 1,800 copies. This one again is a one that I was quite interested in, and then I went on the website and they're listing it for £48, and it's just too much. But yeah, there's the Sam Smith Unholy 7-inch single as well, which is for £16. There's also a Marvin Gaye single, which is more kind of what I kind of would look to get. But again, it's £16, it's limited to 500 copies. When I first saw it, I was like, I might get that, it's Marvin Gaye. 17 quid though, it's a lot for a 7-inch single. Like, the only one that I can see on this list from a first look, because my opinions might change, I might listen to some of these records, over the next month or so, and then I might, change my opinion, but at the moment, the only thing that I really want to get is Taylor Swift. I always camp out anyway for Record Store Day. Like last year, I make a habit of I cycle down to the record store normally, and I'll queue up. I'll be like one of the first in the line. I've always managed to get everything that I've wanted. There's definitely less on this year's list to any other previous year that I've done for Record Store Day. But yeah, I mean, overall, there's just not a lot really on this list that I'm excited about. I'd say this is the year where, because it's a good event, Record Store Day, regardless of, I would say, the quality of the list. Like, it's just fun to go down there. You're queuing up, God knows what hours, with other like-minded people, and it's just a fun way to, talk to people in the community, and yeah, that's what I like it for. Like, every year I've gone mad prepared. I've taken, a fully charged phone, I've downloaded films and stuff on like whatever streaming service I'm using, and I've never ended up using any of it. I've always just ended up talking to the people I'm around for hours and hours and hours until the store opens. Occasionally listening to some music on my headphones, and that's it. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to Record Store Day, but I'd say this is the year where I'm looking forward to the event this year more than I am any of the actual records that are on it. And those are kind of like my closing thoughts on everything there. But yeah, let me know what it is that you're hoping to grab for Record Store Day, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.